Good morning students, welcome here in this video tutorial. Today I am going to explain the chapter number 2. Which chapter? Chapter number 2 from your history, New Kings and Kingdom. Here as you can see the word new. It means we will study about the which things in this chapter. We will study about the new kings. Yes, जो आपके नए राजा थे एंड उनके कौन कौन से किंगडम्स हुए, कहाँ तक उन्होंने अपना पूरा किंगडम स्प्रेड किया. Okay, so many new dynasties emerge after the 7th century. If we talk about the 17th century, so many new dynasties emerge after the 7th century. Here, what do you understand by dynasty? Dynasty, you can say that a series of rulers. Which series? A series of rulers who are from the same family, or you can say that a succession of power leaders. Which succession? Yes, a succession of power leaders all from the same family. जो आपकी डायनेस्टी एक के बाद एक आपके जो किंग्स बने वो सेम फैमिली, जस्ट लाइक वी यू कैन से दैट अभी हुआ ग्रैंडफादर, देन आफ्टर दिस फादर, देन आफ्टर दिस सन, वन बाय वन आफ्टर जो किंग आपके बने. Here student, just look at the map also here. It shows the major ruling dynasties. What this map shows? This map shows the major ruling dynasties in different parts of the subcontinent between when? Yes, between the 7th and 12th century. So as you can see here, this greenish part, which one? Gurjara Pratihara. Okay, then this one, orange part, Rashtrakuta. And what about this one? Pinkish one, this one is Pala. So which dynasties? Gurjara Pratiharas, Rashtrakutas, and then Palas. Okay, and one important thing also, beta, this one, as you can see here, this part also Cholas. Okay, and if we talk about the Gurjara Pratihara, here you can say that Chamnas also. Okay, and Chamnas later on it called Chauhans. Okay, what about Chamnas? And it called Chauhans also. Now student, start your chapter with first topic, the emergence of new dynasties. Okay, many new dynasties emerge after the 7th century. कौन सी सेंचुरी में आपकी काफ़ी जो न्यू डायनेस्टीज थी वो एमर्ज होना स्टार्ट हुई? आफ्टर द 7th century. Okay, so by the 7th century, there were big landlords. Which landlords? Yes, by the 7th century, there were big landlords or warrior chiefs in different regions of the subcontinent. Okay, now existing kings often acknowledge them as their subordinates or samantas. So उनको क्या कहा जाता था? Samantas. Or which one? Yes, subordinate. So what do you understand by samanta here? Big landlord or warrior chiefs. Which landlord? Big landlord or warrior chiefs were acknowledged as samantas by the whom? Existing king. And one important thing also, then they who? Yes, samantas were expected to bring gift for their kings or overlords. वो क्या वो करते थे कि जो है उनके लिए गिफ्ट. Okay, be present at their courts and provide them with military support also. But sometime what happened, as Samantas gained power and wealth. Okay, when Samantas gained which two things, wealth and power, they declared themselves to be Mahasamanta. जब वो जो समंता थे, जो big landlord और warrior chiefs थे, sometime what happened, they gained power and wealth also, both of these things. Then वो खुद को ही what they declared themselves to be Mahasamanta and even asserted their independence, अपनी independence के लिए. And what about? Yes, declare themselves to be Mahasamanta and Mahamandaleshwara. Which thing? Mahamandaleshwara, it means the great lord of a circle or region. So what do you understand by Mahamandaleshwara? The great lord of a circle or region and so on. One such instance was that of the Rashtrakutas. Which one? Yes, one such instance was that of the Rashtrakutas in the Deccan. Okay, Then initially they were subordinate to the Chalukyas of Karnataka. Where? Yes, so Rashtrakutas in the Deccan overthrew the Chalukyas of Karnataka. You must know about in the mid 8th century also. Okay, in the mid 8th century, Danti Durga. Just underline this also from your book, beta, page number 17. In the mid century, if we talk about, अगर हम बात करें mid 8th century की दंती दुर्गा, a राष्ट्रकूटा chief overthrew his चालुक्य overlord. किसको? जो उनके चीफ थे, राष्ट्रकूटा के चीफ, overthrew, उन्होंने किसको किया? चालुक्य overlord, and performed a ritual. What he performed? He performed a ritual called Hiranyagarbha. Okay, which ritual? And what about the name of that ritual? Hiranyagarbha. Literally the golden worm. So what's the meaning of the Hiranyagarbha? Golden worm. Okay. When this ritual was performed with the help of Brahmins, with the help of whom? वो जो ritual performed हुआ किसकी help से? With the help of Brahman, it was thought to lead to the rebirth. Punarjanam in Hindi, you can say that. Okay. Lead to which thought? Lead to the rebirth of the sacrificer as a Kshatriya, even if he was not one by birth. In other cases also, men from enterprising families use their military skills. What they use? Yes, they use their wish things. Enterprising families use military skills to build kingdom. For instance, this one is also important. Brahmins like Kadamba. Which one? Yes, Brahmins like Kadamba, Mayura Sharma and Harichandra. Which one? Brahman जो थे आपके कदम्बा, मयूरा शर्मन and Harishchandra took up arms and established their kingdoms in Karnataka and Rajasthan. But they took up, yes, they took up arms. Okay, army के उन्होंने people लिए, and what they did, they established their kingdoms where? In Karnataka and Rajasthan. Here again, just look at the map here. This one, Rashtrakuta Empire, from which 750 to 900 CE, and here you can see the circle one also with yellow, Rashtrakuta, and here this one is Chalukyas, and we are in the Deccan. Now student, let's come here. Our next topic is administration in the kingdom. कि आपका जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन था वहाँ किंगडम्स में, वहाँ के राज्य में कैसा था. यू नो, मैनी ऑफ दीज न्यू किंग्स अडॉप्टेड हाई साउंडिंग टाइटल्स. ओके, बहुत से जो किंग्स थे वो अडॉप्ट करने लगे अपने लिए, खुद के लिए यूज़ करने लगे हाई साउंडिंग टाइटल्स, जस्ट सच एज लाइक महाराजा अधिराजा. which one? Maharaja Adhiraja, just like Tribhuvana Chakravartin, and so on, were adopted by the new king. Just like which titles they adopted new kings? Yes, just like which Maharaja Adhiraja. And what's the meaning of the Maharaja Adhiraja? Great king, overlord of king. Then Tribhuvana Chakravartina. Tribhuvan Chakravartina, it means Lord of the three worlds. Then, however, in spite of such claims, then what? They often shared power with their Samantas also, as well as with association of peasant traders and Brahman. Yes, they shared their power with whom? With their Samantas. Then association of peasant, tradant and Brahman. In each of these states, resources were obtained from the producers. Resources थे जो कहाँ से मिलते थे? Each state obtained resources from where? From the producer, just like as rent, revenue was also collected from the merchant. जो किसके उससे collect किए जाते थे? With the help of, or you can say that collected whom? From the merchants. Even sometimes these were claimed as rent due to a lord who asserted that he owned the land. Revenue was also collected from traders also. Now just look at here, beta. You must know about the 400 taxes, the inscriptions of the Cholas who ruled in Tamil Nadu. So, where the Cholas ruled? Yes, Cholas ruled in Tamil Nadu. Refer to more than 400. How many hundred? Yes, 400 terms for different kind of taxes. How many types of taxes? Yes, 400 different terms for different kinds of taxes. The most frequently mentioned tax is VT. Here, just this one is very important. What do you understand by VT? So, VT is also kind of taxes. Okay. The most frequently mentioned tax is VT, taken not in cash. वेटी कौन सा टैक्स था आपका जो कैश में नहीं लिया जाता था बट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ फोर्स लेबर. Okay, so what do you understand by veti? Veti is a kind of tax, okay, you can say like this, and which is not taken in the form of cash but in the form of forced labor. Here again one new word come here, and kadamai or land revenue. Which one? Kadamai or land revenue. There were also taxes on thatching the house. Some other taxes also available that time. Which were they were? Thatching the house, the use of the ladder to climb palm tree when assess on the succession to family property, etc. Now, what about the king? Okay, the king used resources. Which resources? These resources to strengthen his kingdom and for construction temples, forts, and to fight war. So, what the king क्या चीज़ों के लिए resources use करते थे? So, which was saying these resources were used to finance the king's establishment as well as for the construction of temples and forts. Then they were also used to fight war, which were in turn expected to lead to the accumulation of wealth in the form of plunder and across to land as well as trade routes also. Then revenue collectors were recruited again, okay, appointed from influential families, and these positions were often hereditary. So the functionary for collecting revenue were generally recruited from influential families and positions were often hereditary. So this was true about the army as well. In many cases, close relatives of the kings held these positions. Now student, let's come here. Our next topic is Prasastis and land grants. Okay. Prasastis contain details that may not be literally true. Sometimes what happen, प्रशस्ति की जो डिटेल होती है वो पूरी ही literally true नहीं होती, but they tell us how rulers wanted to depict themselves as valiant, victorious warriors. For example, these were composed by learned Brahmins who occasionally helped in the administration. So, what the Prasastis tell us? Prasastis tell us how rulers wanted to depict, okay, yani to show something or somebody themselves, which things as valiant, courageous, and victorious warriors. So, first of all, what do you understand by the Prasasti? We have already studied in our previous class, 6th class also. Prasastis are special kind of inscriptions, okay, and is a Sanskrit word which means in praise of, which mean in praise of. For Prasastis are glowing praises of kings and rulers and were written by the poets of that time. Prasastis composed by which thing? His court poet, okay. Then so to whom? You can say that detail in prasastis composed by the brahmans. Who? जो डिटेल्स होती हैं पूरी प्रशस्ति की कौन कंपोज करता है? प्रशस्तिस composed by the brahmans may not be true but provide extensive information about the ruler. पूरा ट्रू नहीं होता प्रशस्ति में, क्योंकि वो अपने किंग को, अपने राजा को हैप्पी करने के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा उन्हें वैलियंट, करेजियस, विक्टोरियस वॉरियर शो करते हैं, बट समटाइम्स वो पूरा नहीं होता ट्रू. अब उस टाइम ब्राह्मण्स तो अपने राजा को खुश करने के लिए ये सब करते थे. सो एंड ऑल्सो बट हमें मिल जाती है सम ऑफ द प्रशस्तिस प्रोवाइड एक्सटेंसिव इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट दैट पर्टिकुलर रूलर एंड अबाउट हिज एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑल्सो. So Grants of land to the Brahmins by the kings were recorded on copper plate. अब राजा खुश होगा, so what the king often, yes, king often rewarded. अब king क्या करेगा, अपने rewarded जो उनके ब्राह्मण्स हैं, जो उनके poets हैं, yes, king often rewarded Brahmins by grant of land. एंड these were recorded. अब वो किस में यू रिकॉर्ड किया जाता, these were recorded on copper plate which were given to those who received the land. Now student, just look at this is a set of copper plates as you can see here. So in this picture, this is a set of copper plates recording a grant of land made by a ruler in the 9th century, written partly in Sanskrit. Which language? Yes, written partly in Sanskrit and partly in even Tamil also. The ring, which one? Yes, the ring holding the plane together is secured with the royal seal. यहाँ किसकी seal जो आपके लगती थी? Royal seal, to indicate that this is an authentic document. So, unusual for the 12th century. Which century? Yes, unusual for the 12th century was a long Sanskrit poem containing the history of the kings who ruled over Kashmir. And it was composed by whom? Yes, it was composed by an author named Kalhana. So, he used a variety of sources including inscriptions, documents, eyewitness accounts and earlier histories to write his account. So, who? Kalhana. So, Kalhana, a Sanskrit author, used a variety of sources, which was things just like inscription, documents, eyewitness accounts and history in his work. Unlike the written of Prasasti, he was often critical about rulers and their policies also. Now student, just look at here the next topic, warfare for wealth. You may have noticed that each of these ruling dynasties was based in a specific reason. Yes, or you can say that dynasties were based in a specific reason but tried to control other areas. They wanted to control the other areas. होता ही है जैसे कि एक राजा है, राजा चाहता है कि मेरा राज्य, मेरा जो रेन है वो और बड़ा हो जाए, मेरा जो रेगमी है बहुत ज़्यादा वास्ट हो. So that's why one particularly prized area was the city of Kannauj. So Kannauj in where? Kannauj in the Ganga Valley was one such center of conflict between. From whom? Yes, which one? गुर्जारा प्रतिहारा, राष्ट्रकूटा एंड पाला डायनेस्टीज. कन्नौज पे अपना राज्य करने के लिए, कन्नौज को विक्ट्री करने के लिए जो वेयर इट इज दैट टाइम इन द गंगा वैली one such center of conflict with whom? With Gurjara Patihara, Rashtrakuta and Pala. Okay, these five dynasty fought for control over the Kannauj because there were three parties. Ab how many parties are there? Gurjara Patihara, Rashtrakuta and Pala. 3 पार्टी हो गई आपकी. So because there were 3 parties in this long drawn conflict that time, बहुत लंबा आपकी जो conflict हुआ, लंबी लड़ाई चल रही. So because there were 3 parties in this long drawn conflict, and which were the 3 parties? Gurjara Patihara, Rashtrakuta and Pala. So the long drawn conflict is known as tripartite struggle. Which struggle? Tripartite circle as their 3 parties. So what do you understand by tripartite circle here? When the Kannauj in the Ganga Valley was some center of conflict between whom? Gurjara Patihara, Rashtrakuta and Pala. So the long drawn conflict between of whom? Yes, between 3 parties. So that why this is known as tripartite circle. Okay, struggle, sorry. Tripartite struggle as why? Because 3 parties were involved in it. Just look at the map also. Here is it Gurjara Patihara in the northern and western India. Here the Palas in Bengal. And here the Rashtrakutas in northern Deccan. So here Kannauj, it is a part of the Uttar Pradesh. all these three parties were interested to take over kingdom where, or take over which one, which place they wanted to take. They wanted to take Kannauj. So that's why a long drawn conflict between the all these three parties. So that's why we struggle. Yes, we struggle. Tripartite struggle. Okay. Now, one of the which thing, as well as rulers also tried to demonstrate their power and resources by building large temples. So that's why temples were the common targets. Which were the common targets? Temples were the common target during attacks, as they were extremely rich. It means when they attacked one other kingdom, they often to choose the target temples also, which was something extremely rich. One of the best known of such rulers, which meant Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni. Which, yes, one of the best ruler जो आपके such ruler है Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni, and which one? Afghanistan. Okay, he ruled from when to when? 997 to 1030. When the Mahmud of Ghazni in Afghanistan ruled, he ruled from when to when? 997 to 1030, and extended control over parts of Central Asia. And which thing? Mahmud Ghazni also raided the Indian subcontinent. Yes, every year his target were wealthy temples like Somnath in Gujarat and carried away all the wealth. उनके भी जो टारगेट था, उनका टारगेट क्या था? Which temple? सोमनाथ, जो कहाँ था आपका? गुजरात. So much of the wealth Mahmud carried away was used to create a splendid capital city at Ghazni. And then Sultan Mahmud was also interested in finding out more about the people he conquered. Even attacked Somnath temple 17 times. How many times? Attacked Somnath temple 17 times to gain which one? All the wealth. So, what one? Yes. What about Sultan Mahmud? Yes, Sultan. So Al-Biruni, he was an entrusted scholar of Mahmud of Ghazni. So who was Al-Biruni? Al-Biruni was an entrusted scholar of Mahmud Ghazni who wrote a book, Kitabul Hind, and in which language? Arabic. So this Arabic book, which work is known as the Kitabul Hind, remains an important source for historians. Even he consulted Sanskrit scholars also to prepare this account. That time other kings were engaged in warfare, included the Chamnas. Later on, it was known as the Chauhans. Okay, so which year? Chamnas, and later on it was known as the Chauhans, who ruled over the region. Which region? Yes, around Delhi and Ajmer. They attempt to expand their control to the west and the east. So that's why Chauhans were engaged in conflict with Chalukyas. किसके साथ लड़ाई उनकी हुई? Chauhans की. So Chauhans were engaged in conflict with Chalukyas of Gujarat and the Ghadavalas of Western UP, Western Uttar Pradesh. So you can say that the best known Chamna rulers was who? Yes, the best known Chamna's ruler was Prithviraj III. So who was the best ruler of Chamnas? So the best ruler of Chamnas was Prithviraj III, and when from 1168 to 1192. Later on, who defeated an Afghan ruler named Sultan Muhammad Ghori, and when in 1191. Okay, so Prithviraj III was a popular Chauhan ruler who defeated Afghan ruler Muhammad Ghori, and when in 1791, but lost to him the very next year, when? Yes, in 1192. So student, for today, that's it. Thank you all of you. Have a nice day ahead.